In Chapter 8, we will begin learning about exponents. We'll learn the rules for working with exponents, as well as how we can graph exponents. In 8.1, we're going to apply exponent properties that involve products. There's one vocabulary word for this section, and that is order of magnitude. It is the order of magnitude of a quantity is the power of 10 nearest the quantity. Our first box is the product of powers property. We're going to let A be a real number and M and N be positive integers. In words, we say to multiply powers having the same base, add the exponents. Looking at it in algebra terms, a to the m times a to the n is a to the m plus n. And to show it with numbers, 5 to the 6th times 5 to the 3rd is 5 to the 6 plus 3, or 5 to the 9th. The bases must be the same. In our first example, we will simplify several types of problems. The first one is 2 squared times 2 to the 3rd. That is going to be 2 to the 2 plus 3 power, which is going to simplify to 2 to the 5th. In B, we have w to the 9th times w squared times w to the 7th. Since they all have the same base of w, we will just add their exponents together. 9 plus 2 plus 7, which will give me 18, so w to the 18th. Let's take note over here to the side, when simplifying powers with numerical bases, only write your answer using exponents. So you're not going to type this into your calculator and simplify it unless it tells you to evaluate it. So in C, 4 to the 4th times 4 is actually 4 to the 4th times 4 to the 1st power. We don't show that 1 as an exponent. That's going to be 4 to the 4 plus 1, which simplifies to 4 to the 5th. And in D, the base is negative 6. That first one is like negative 6 to the 1st. We'll add the exponents together, 1 plus 6, and it will simplify to negative 6 to the 7th power. It's important to set that negative off with the parentheses. Our next box is the power of a power property. This is what happens when we're multiplying. What we will do is we'll multiply our exponents together. We're raising a power to another power. So in words, to find the power of a power, multiply exponents. So a to the m to the nth power becomes a to the m times n. Or 3 to the 4th squared is 3 to the 4 times 2, which is 3 to the 8th. In example 2, we're going to use that property. So 5 squared to the 3rd is 5 to the 2 times 3 power, which is 5 to the 6th power. N to the 7th squared is n to the 7 times 2 power, which is n to the 9th, or excuse me, n to the 14th. Negative 3 raised to the 5th cubed is going to become negative 3 raised to the 5 times 3 power, which is negative 3 to the 15th power. And D, z minus 4 squared raised to the 5th. We're going to keep z minus 4 as our base, and we're going to multiply the 2 and the 5, which becomes z to the 4th, z minus 4 raised to the 10th power. And the last property for today is the power of a product property. So to find the power of a product, you're going to find the power of each factor and multiply. So in algebra, AB raised to the m power is a to the m power times b to the m power. So if we had 23 times 17 all raised to the fifth, that would be 23 raised to the fifth power times 17 raised to the fifth power. In example 3, we're going to simplify these expressions. So we have 4 times 16 all raised to the 7th power. So that's going to become 4 to the 7th power times 16 to the 7th power. In B, negative 3rs squared, we need to take that and we need to break it up as negative 3 times r times s. We're going to square negative 3, we're going to square r, and we're going to square s, all parts of it. I can simplify this. I can take that negative 3 squared and I get 9, and so that simplifies to 9rs. And the note off to the side says that when simplifying powers with numerical and variable bases, you can evaluate the numerical power. So you can simplify the number part, but you have to have variables in there as well to do that. And then in C, the negative sign is put on the outside, so we're not going to put the negative sign back until we write our final answer. I'm going to worry about breaking up what's in the middle, 3 times r times s. The negative sign is still on the outside. So we have 3 squared times r squared times s squared. Again, I can simplify that. 3 squared is 9. Now I'm going to tag the negative sign along. It does not go with what's on the inside until I simplify. And then r squared, s squared. For the checkpoint, we're going to simplify each of these expressions. So negative 7 to the 8th times negative 7 to the 5th is going to become negative 7 to the 8 plus 5th, which is negative 7 to the 13th. K to the 3rd times k squared. That k actually has a 1 there, so we're going to take k to the 3 plus 1 plus 2, which will give me 6. So k to the 6th power. And number 3, p to the 3rd to the 4th power is p to the 3rd times 4, which is going to be p to the 12th. In 4, we're going to multiply the 2 and the 6 together, so that becomes q plus 8 raised to the 12th. In 5, we're going to square each part of what's in the parentheses. 8 squared, c squared, d squared, and I can do 8 squared, which is 64, and then c squared, d squared. And then on 6, I have that negative sign on the outside, but I'm going to cube the 5 and cube the z. 5 cubed is 125, so it's going to be negative 125 z cubed. And in example 4, we're going to use all 3 properties within the same product, within the same problem. So x squared times 3x cubed y, all of that cubed. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break all of these into separate pieces, and I'm going to take the power of a product, this right here, and simplify that part. So I have the x squared out in front, but then I'm going to cube the 3. I'm going to take the x cubed and cube it, and I'm going to cube the y. And that is the power of a product property. Then I'm going to deal with the power of a power. I'm going to do this part of the problem. That's going to leave me with x squared. And then 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. X cubed cubed is going to become x to the 9th. And then y cubed, and again that was the power of a power property. And finally, I'm going to move that 27 out front because we want our numbers out front. I'm going to put my x's together. X squared times x to the 9th is going to become x to the 11th. I add them together. And then times y cubed. And that's the product of powers property. And for our final checkpoint, for number 7, we are going to raise 2 to the 4th power, and then x to the 5th raised to the 4th is going to be multiplied, so it's going to become x to the 20th. 2 to the 4th is simplified to 16, so our answer is 16x to the 20th power. In number 8, I'm going to raise both parts of this to the 4th power. So the first part becomes 3 to the 4th. To get y to the 3rd times the 4th, that's going to become y to the 12th because you multiply them, times y to the 5th. 3 to the 4th will simplify to 81, and when you put your y's together, you get y to the 17th. And that concludes lesson 8.1.